Just like that. Ragweed is a raggedy bitch, and I'm tired of her late season allergy antics. Whitney's
Hi,
over here
everyone.
sneezing. My nose feels like it's going to fall off every night. My
Oh
wife
my
is
gosh.
sleeping with the windows open, and every
Lord.
morning I wake up thinking, is this the end?
This is the end, friend.
Welcome back, everybody, to the
Hi.
Problematic Podcast. I'm your friendly, sneezy neighborhood co-host, Rita, with my friendly favoritist, sneezing and coughing neighborhood co-host, Whitney. Whitney,
I
how are you faring? How are your
apparently
histamines?
apparently falling apart. Apparently No, so I woke up with a very weird allergic reaction a few days ago. Like
What's going
all of
on?
this was like bumpy and itchy, and I'm like, who touched me?
Ew.
Um, it's leprosy. But a
Ooh.
little, calamine lotion and
I know a
prayer.
man who could fix that for you.
Jesus.
Yes, real good at that.
I did have, to be fair, I did have my husband pray.
Yeah. Okay. Ain't nothing like a praying husband.
Listen, absolutely. Some Benadryl. So, for folks who are used to having allergies and things like that, why didn't y'all tell us about Benadryl? Because I feel lied to.
Why?
I
Why do
feel
you?
bamboozled. I
What
was in the middle
happened,
of
friend?
writing a whole piece. I was like, I'm gonna just take this little Benny. Like they said it's gonna make me sleepy. I'm just not. Take a little Benny, just a little bit of
Okay.
Benny, just a little bit of Benny, right? I
Famous last
woke up
words.
face first in my laptop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think
girl.
I had the HG key like between like my
Mm-hmm.
nose. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is fun.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. Benadryl is some of the best sleep you'll ever get
Oh
medicine.
my God.
Quick side story. I'm allergic to shellfish. Benadryl story. I'm allergic to shellfish. And in high school, one of our friends snuck in some Chinese food. I'm
Oh
having an
no.
egg roll, or
Oh
so I
no, no,
think. I
no.
look down. I'm
Shit.
actually having a shrimp roll. Immediately started reacting. My friends get me to the nurse's office. The nurse calls the ambulance because she's like, "You can't die
You're
here."
not gonna die here.
Yeah, and my shellfish allergy only gets worse with age. I wasn't always allergic, and progressively it sucks. So the paramedics come and they're like, okay, you don't look like you're in anaphylaxis, but
Thank
you
God.
are having a severe reaction because there are levels to reaction. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
throat closing, there's eyes. That so he says, we're not going to give you an epi, we're going to give you a syringe of Benadryl.
Oh Lord.
When I say
Not a
this was
syringe.
the biggest fucking needle I've ever seen. This
Like a
needle had
horse
to
needle?
be as long
Jesus,
as
man.
from elbow to my wrist.
I was like, the hell, I'll just take the allergic reaction.
He gives me the shot.
Ah,
And I remember walking to the ambulance because for those who live in Philly, I went to Girls High. The hospital is literally across the
right
street.
there.
I'm
Yeah, it's
going
right
to
there.
Einstein. So, but they had to
Yeah.
put me in an ambulance to go. I was like, my mom
Yeah.
is not going to like this bill.
No, not at all.
I was asleep by the time they walked me out to the ambulance. I hit my head on the ambulance door trying to step into the back of the
Oh shit.
ambulance. My mom got to the hospital. I was knocked out. She picked me up. I don't remember the drive home. I was knocked out. Benadryl is the best sleep you're ever going to get medicine. They should put that shit in everything.
Like my goodness. Like
Oh, it's good. It's good. And they sell
I've
it in pill form?
yeah. And it's like it's not like the horse shot that you got.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
these little tiny itty
Mm.
bitty pink.
Yeah, they all work the same, baby.
I was like, holy father. I was like, okay, well, I see why they have all those warnings. So like
Now, I do believe this is my personal dramatic opinion.
not
There's a
dramatic.
difference between drowsy and chokehold sleep, and Benadryl does not make you drowsy. Benadryl kicks you in the back of the face and puts you to sleep.
It just
It
knocked you
puts
out.
its forearm around your neck and taps you on the head and says, "Go to sleep."
Night night.
Go night. Speaking of night night, I gotta throw this in here real quick.
I love
Prayers
these
to
stories.
quarterback Tua from Miami. He plays for the Dolphins, and
Mm-hmm.
some of you might remember he had a very scary concussion. I want to say two
Mm-hmm.
seasons ago, if not last season. Fell out on
Yeah.
the field. He got another concussion last night
Jesus
during
wept.
Thursday night football. Yeah.
Nah. No.
Um,
Oh my
we
God.
might need to reconsider. I don't want to see
No,
football
insurance
go
jobs are
away.
good.
Yeah.
Insurance jobs are good. They always need librarians. We always need librarians. Especially tough ones in these times where people want to ban books. A big scary one, that would be awesome.
Yes.
There's lovely dog walkers. You get all that fresh air and
Yes.
exercise since you love to move your body, and everyone loves a good, well, except for my husband. Everybody loves a dog, so like
Wait. Your southern ass, country ass
does not like dogs.
husband doesn't like dogs? I
Now,
don't I don't believe that.
no, you talk to him. He has
Okay.
he has a reason and it's valid.
Okay.
But
Was
no.
he like chased by a dog? Because I feel like dads are always like, we're not getting a dog. We don't need a
And
dog.
they
And
fall
then
in love with the dog.
the
They
dog
they
be
be the
their
one. It be
best
their
friend.
dog. It be their
Yes.
dog. Yeah. No, Mems loves a dog. Like,
Okay.
oh my goodness, animal. Like any animal, small, as long as it's not like a reptile, she's good. She's good.
Okay.
She likes them.
I don't like
Like,
reptiles either. We have that in common.
I'm not a reptile guy. I like them cute and fluffy and fuzzy, whatever
Yes.
animal that can be, that's
Hmm.
fine. She really wants a cat, but she will settle for a dog, she told me.
Okay.
Um, I
Negotiations
love
are
a
going
dog.
well
Yeah.
at your house.
I love a dog. But I love all kinds of animals, so whatevs. Earl doesn't want any animals in here that he can't eat.
Well,
Now, there's things to
if
be
he
said
goes
about
to
eating.
Springfield, Ohio, we're just going to get into it. He'll be just fine because I hear
They're
y'all's former
eating the
president,
dogs. They're eating the cats.
they are eating the dogs
The
and the
dogs.
cats and the pets. Nobody told me.
They're not eating no damn pets, girl. It's just a bunch of
Whitney,
black people that live there, and they don't like it.
Whitney.
That's
What?
literally all right. For those who are unfamiliar, y'all might, if you have watched the debate, you might have heard that Leatherface Mucinex body, bleach blonde, bad built butch body man say that in Springfield, Ohio, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. So let me step aside. I know it's not time for the problematic people. You blacks on the internet,
Are funny.
chief problematic. Chief, chief problematic, especially this fucking week. Y'all have been
My
just
favorite.
in the last 5 days. Monday, Friday. Hilarious. I
Y'all
can't be
are
laughing like this and spilling my
carrying me.
coffee on my laptop. Y'all have to stop this. This
No, you
is
don't.
this is outrageous and outlandish. No, what would the internet be without us? But Trumpy had a little bit of a meltdown. I think it was past his bedtime. And he was talking about how in Springfield they're eating the dogs and eating the cats. And it's a reference to JD Vance, his running mate, sharing some, I didn't even, honestly, I didn't do my journalistic duties and look up this source that he
It
shared.
can't be found. That's the thing. Other
It
people
goes back
have
to a
tried to
Facebook
look.
post.
Exactly.
Yeah, it goes
There's
back to a
no
Facebook
news
post from this
article.
guy who he literally said, because ABC, shout out to ABC. I got to go back to them because they're not problematic, but I love them hearts. Um, they did the work. First of all, ABC, they sent a Haitian journalist to go
They did.
interview these folks,
They did.
and she asked the hard hitting questions. Yamiche, oh my gosh, I forget her last name. Her name is Yamiche though, spelled Yamiche. I think it's Alcina. No, I'm not gonna mess it up. Not gonna mess up the last name. But Miss Yamiche, thank you for your work. Because she found the man who could be the originator of that there trope
Nonsense.
foolishness. And he basically said, yeah, Springfield used to be an American town. Now it's a Haitian town. You saw three Haitian people
Too
minding
many.
their
He
own
said
black
the
ass
one, two,
business.
three is too damn many.
If you can count the blacks that have moved into your neighborhood, you are racist AF. Do you hear me? If you are literally holding that little ticker as you see them, oh wait, that one's pregnant. That's 1.5.
That's one and a half. Fractional Haitians.
And I know we're laughing about it. I know we're laughing about it. I know because it's so ridiculous. It's laughable. But on the flip side, there's Haitian citizens, the Haitian population in Springfield is living in horror and they're experiencing hate crimes now because of this type of rhetoric. These people are minding their business. In fact, let me tell you something. Those people were recruited to move there. They were actually recruited to move to Springfield, Ohio to fulfill the jobs that the folks who were living there weren't filling.
Nope. Talk
Yeah.
about it.
And one of the foremen, which let me step aside and say this, a human's intrinsic value does not lie on what they provide, what service they provide. It lies in who they are as human beings.
Amen. Seems simple, but it has to be said.
I have to say this because every time people talk about this particular issue, they always talk about, oh, the Haitians are such hardworking people. I don't care if they were lazy and cuss people out as they walk by. They don't deserve the bigotry or racism that is happening to them simply because they're people,
And they
not
don't
because of
owe
how
you
hard
that
they work.
hard work. They don't owe
Yeah.
you friendly smiles or any
No,
of
they
that
don't owe you
nonsense.
safety. Like y'all keep acting like people have to make themselves palatable and safe for you to view them as human. Like, what is wrong with y'all? If that was the case, I'm just gonna stop it right there.
Go no,
I'm gonna let
no.
that pause be
Okay,
pregnant,
okay,
just like
okay.
my vice president.
Just like the rest of America right now.
Oh well, no, I don't want to talk about them. No,
Okay.
the vice president and her pregnant pause when she was like, and this former
Motherfucker.
president,
And we filled it in for her.
we felt it. We felt it.
She called him a motherfucker without calling him a
She
motherfucker. And
did. She
I
did.
appreciate her ability. I appreciate every black woman's
Woo,
ability to
turn the
just
phrase
cuss you out
without cussing.
without raising their voice,
Mm-mm.
without cussing,
Mm-mm.
without throwing things. These
Mm-mm.
are all
Don't
skills
do
that
all
I
that.
have not quite mastered yet. I am getting better with age. I feel like the longer I remain in America's workforce, the better and more practice I get each and every week. But I did watch the debate, and there was a
Should we
moment.
talk about it?
I think we should. We
The
haven't talked
problematic
about what we.
podcast debate special. Chom chom. Okay, go ahead. Hard hitting facts.
So of course, because the debates start at 9 p.m. now. Have they always done that? I feel like I
Bruh,
had to watch debates in high school and they were not at 9 p.m.
bruh, I was exhausted.
Oh,
So
God.
late.
Anyway,
Mm-mm.
the debate was at 9 p.m. and my entire family stayed up to watch it. And I just
Oh,
happened to be, I wasn't feeling the greatest that day. Thank you, ragweed
oh,
season. So I was
oh.
in bed watching it and playing on my laptop. My wife was downstairs on the couch and I
Mm.
knew the debate was getting good. I was zoning in and out because, the first 5 minutes are pretty run of the mill
Yeah,
standard before that man
yeah,
had his cocaine
yeah.
breakdown. And then I started hearing my wife audibly react
Oh,
to
yeah.
the things that were going on. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
downstairs in another room.
Mm-hmm.
And I distinctly remember, so because it was pretty early in the debate, him mentioning, I had zoned out for just a moment, and he said, they're eating the cats. And I looked up and I said, clearly, this is a commercial because this is not real. There's no way this is real. And he was serious. And watching Kamala Harris's face
Yo.
to that entire debate, a dear friend reached out to me and she said, I know Maya Rudolph is just practicing them faces right now for SNL.
Maya Rudolph already knows them faces. She's a black woman.
The faces Kamala made at the most ridiculous, it just goes to show he's refusing to have another debate. She's invited
Of
him to a
course.
second debate, and I don't blame him in that sense because if I got my ass kicked and I said some crazy shit like they're eating the pets, it's not my best day. I wouldn't want to debate either.
Why would you say that though? Like,
I
that's the
have
thing. Like, why would he even like say that?
I know Whitney's going to do a good proper dragging because that is
Uh-oh.
what Whitney does. But I have to say, there were points in the debate where I just wanted Kamala Harris to tear him apart. He called her father a Marxist, and she was still, she did not react. If I'm on a debate stage and you bring up my daddy, and you call him a Marxist, they would just be pulling me off your ass. Just now. Days later, they
Days
just
later.
would have unhinged me and my fist from your damn face. But she
Could
was
you imagine if
poised,
she came and connected? The news stories would be completely different.
completely different, but she'd still have my vote. But
The
I will
memes.
say it takes a lot of patience. And I think Black women understand this. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of self-control to not accidentally lean into that angry Black woman trope. Because there were times where he made remarks about her personally and her father and her, we're not talking about record, we're not talking about policies, where he specifically took jabs at her, hoping to evoke that reaction. And we
Mm-hmm.
all know what that reaction could have been. Because she
Mm-hmm.
almost called him a motherfucker, but she did. She held it back. She did a great job. I admire her for not
Mm-hmm.
doing that, even though there were points where I wanted to be like, baby, if you slapped the shit out of him, you wouldn't lose my vote. And I don't think you'd lose a lot of people's votes. We still
Mm-mm.
love Will Smith, and
Hello? We
he
went to
didn't.
see the movie.
Okay. So, shout out to her for being able to maintain her composure, while he threw his
Mm-hmm.
little fits, because his brand of idiocy and his brand of racism and just his antagonistic ways can come off as very triggering. So
Mm-hmm.
I say all of that to say great job, Lala. I call her Lala
I know.
because I love her,
That's your boo.
and I miss her.
That's your boo.
Um but yeah, I think she did a fantastic job. I actually thought that he was going to hold it together for those first 10 minutes, and
I,
then
s- I was like, wow, you proved me wrong. And I gave you like, I gave him 10. I gave him about 10 minutes and I was like, and this is going to be stupid. But I didn't expect how stupid.
I did,
I'm like,
yeah, way more stupid than I expected. And the
he
bar's pretty low for him.
it's extraordinarily low. And that's my kind of issue with like a lot of the talk around what happened. People are saying like, and I'm not trying to be anyone's rain cloud. People are saying that Kamala Harris baited Donald Trump. And she did.
She did, of course.
She
When she
did. She
said
did.
83 million people fired you, I thought he was going to cry.
Oh, he did you see the huff when he
Yes.
walked off the stage? Didn't even say to shake.
He didn't want to shake her
Bye.
hand. He wanted to call her a black bitch and
Yeah, he
push her a
did.
little
Oh,
bit,
I
but he
wish he would have.
couldn't.
Oh, I wish he would have. Oh God, yes. I'm like, because people see who for who you are. And there ain't nothing like a black woman dragging somebody.
Oh, it just, you do it every week
Oh,
here, and it
oh,
warms my heart. It makes
there
me
ain't nothing
feel
like
warm and fuzzy inside.
a good healthy dragon. It's like a warm bowl of soup on a fall day. You
It's
just
like a
like
church hug.
it is like
It
with the good rock.
with the
That
good
one.
Baptist right. Yes. It's
Yes. That's exactly what it's like. And I would have loved to watch her just completely eviscerate this very big, very little man who wasn't going to come and speak to her, who wasn't going to come and shake her hand.
nope.
She was the diplomatic one who said, I'm going to come all the way across this stage, like not even halfway. I'm going to
Yep.
come all the way
All
to
the
where
way
you are.
behind your podium, your
And I need,
raggedy
right,
podium.
right. And I need people who like have heavy criticisms of her
She
and to
She
acknowledge
walked
that.
across that stage. She
Mm-hmm.
extended her hand, and for a moment, it looked like he wasn't going to shake her hand back. And it could have been that he was just absolutely shocked that she had come across the stage.
Mm-hmm.
But she stuck out her hand. She
She's
said,
stunning
"Hi,
though.
oh, we'll have
I
fun."
would have, I might have froze too. I'm not gonna hold
Oh
you.
my God. Anyway,
That that what are we calling this?
the
What is happening here?
the
Does she have?
hair,
No, no, not
the,
the hair, but it's a style. What are we calling that?
it was just a beautiful blowout. The silk
Eh,
press was silk
The
pressing,
silk
baby.
press. Thank you. That's what it is. The silk press
This
was silk pressing, and like we get ready to go in autumn. All the girls about to have their silk
Oh,
presses out.
listen, you see mine is up under
Chucks
this
on,
do rag right now, but it's wrap,
silk press,
baby.
and chucks and pearls.
Uh,
That's y'all about to be ridiculous.
And can I just say before I get into this handshake that the combination of denim jeans,
Hmm.
Chuck Taylors,
Mm-hmm.
a blazer, and some
Mm-hmm.
pearls is just right up my gay ass alley,
You love
baby.
it.
I
You love it.
she's just
Everything I do is for the bitches.
everything I do is for the bitches.
I can't stand you, Nick.
I don't have. Oh, Whitney sent me a fantastic video from a young lady on TikTok, and that video was saying everything that I do is for the bitches. I don't do anything for the male gaze. And Whitney said, "Is this you?" And I am just so happy that I live my life in a way, and I carry myself in a way that Whitney knows that nothing I do is for the male
Nothing.
gaze.
Not a damn
I
thing.
do every morning I wake up and I do this for the bitches. And I
Mm-hmm.
need y'all to know that there is not a man on my mind when I step out of the house and do
No,
my
not
thing.
one.
No, not one.
No,
No,
not
not
one.
one. But back to this handshake.
Sorry, y'all.
No, we digress, but y'all still rock with us,
Y'all,
so we
y'all keep
appreciate
listening to the
y'all.
show every week. Y'all knew what was up. Go ahead.
The fact that she walked across that stage, she shook his hand and said, "Hi, I'm Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate." One, it says, say my name right when you at these little rallies before I come over there and had to do something to you.
Mm-hmm.
But two, I love the fact that she knows that she is the bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
Her just existing and standing there at her podium makes her the bigger person. He has said nasty, vile things about every person he's ever run against publicly in any platform that he has. He's taken the politics right out of it, even with his closing statements. Everybody gets a closing statement. Hers was
Mm-hmm.
directly aimed at the people. Here's what I want to do for the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I want to do for you. I know that you're
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable. I know that your backs are against the wall, and I want to do X, Y, and Z for you as the president. His entire
Mm-hmm.
closing statement was about her.
Her.
Her. You had an
Her.
opportunity to tell America what you want to do for them, Mr. I want to make it great. You had every opportunity, 1 full minute to tell us how you were going to make things better. And instead, you chose to attack this woman. But she led off with shaking your hand.
Looking you dead in your face and telling you about this ass whooping that you're about to get.
Why he didn't look at her the entire debate? Tell me why,
Not one
Whitney.
time, did he? Not one time. You know why? Because he was seething. Oh, I love when bigots get confronted with this stuff, type of stuff,
Yes.
because they have to literally sit in this moment. Because he can't believe that this Black South Asian woman,
Woman.
Black South Asian woman, he would have never rented to her.
Never.
He would never rented to her. And she's standing toe to toe, 10 toes down, equal across from you in fucking heels. Eat it. Eat it.
He,
Seethe. Oh, I hope that gets into your marrow. I hope that when you go to sleep at night, you hear in your dreams 81 million Americans.
fired you.
Yeah, that you got over what, 400, 500, 600,000. I don't know how much millions of that he got. But and that you went bankrupt 6 times. She called you a failure so many times without calling you a failure by just saying the things that you failed at,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have cried. I understand
I'm
why he would have.
surprised that he didn't. I knew that he was just gonna snap and be
Excuse
like, "You black
me.
bitch," but he
I
didn't.
wanted, oh, I wanted it.
I
Because
think they
like,
sedated him.
ugh,
They gave him something.
this was such an example of like who Trump is. And I need folks to sit in the gravity of that. That Harris came out with like plans and policies. She came out with, her she vision casted for America, what her ideal America would be like under her leadership. All he could do was talk about this group, the immigrants are making things terrible. Oh, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. They're gonna take their abortions in the ninth month, which is really hilarious for you to say that abortions are happening in the ninth month, because the only
And
abortions that are
even
happening
after
after
the
birth,
baby's born, when he said
yeah,
that, I said, "Oh, this man has
the only
this is
abortions that
not
are
real."
happening after birth are called school shootings. And that's
Oh,
something that you haven't done a thing about.
come on! Did you see? I'm throwing my church fan. I threw the whole church fan. The whole church fan has been
I'm
thrown.
just fucking saying, as a parent who sends her kid every day to a school and has to walk away and worry about that foolishness, you had every chance to do something about it. And you know what you told American citizens after? Some of them were literally picking up the pieces of their children to bury after y'all have done shit about school shootings. You told them that they have to get over it. And your running mate said that school shootings are just a fact of life. I hope that come November, y'all are not even fired by 81 million, because now I'm looking and Republicans are coming over here. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And having
How did Dick
rallies.
Cheney get here? Whoa,
Dick,
whoa.
Dick Cheney is the poster child. If they were like, show me a Republican,
Dick Cheney.
I'm going to pull up Dick. Nah, I'm not pulling up one of the Bushes. I'm pulling up Dick Cheney. Here is your
Yes, the actual
consummate
president during the Bush era.
Republican.
Yes.
Here is your consummate conservative, middle of
Wicked ass
America
man.
Republican.
We ain't forgot.
Halliburton's finest right here.
Mm-hmm. And we ain't
This
forgot.
man said he is endorsing Kamala Harris because he cannot deal with the fuckery and the foolishness that is Donald Trump and that weird man who is obsessed with cats who stands next to him in bad eyeliner.
Yeah, what's going on with him and the cats? First it was the cat ladies, and now it's the immigrants are eating the cats. Like, what's going on with you and cats, JD?
I know.
You're not getting enough pussy? Is that what this is?
Oh, she said it. I wasn't gonna say it. You see, guys. You see, Whitney said it this time.
I said it.
Wasn't me.
As a straight, I can. It's fine. I'll take the bullet. It's fine.
Just so happy.
Someone's going to pull this up and be like, she cannot be somebody's first lady.
You can be. You can be.
Absolutely,
You are going to be the best of the first ladies.
Because I'm going to cuss people out when they act, when they don't act right.
Absolutely. I know we don't come on this podcast to talk about politics all the time, but it's kind of hard to avoid the subject when this is literally the election is in just a few days, just a few weeks.
50 of them,
and this nonsense is going on. Whitney.
Yes.
Did you happen to see the clips of Jill Stein?
Oh my God. Angela Rye, get off of her. Put her down. Angela, please. She's already down, Angela. Angela, if you're going to come on the show, we would love to have you, Angela. But Angela, put her down.
To have you.
Jesus wept, please.
Angela Rye.
I'm going to go on mute.
Spent the better part of an hour beating on, kicking on, drop elbowing on, suplexing on Jill Stein. For those of you who may not be familiar with Jill Stein, she is a member of the quote-unquote Green Party who played a significant part in the 2016 election that had Hillary Clinton running against Donald Trump. And we all know that while it was a small portion of the electorate that chose to vote for Jill Stein, there were predominantly Democrats who just did not want to vote for Hillary Clinton, and it played a huge part in that 2016 loss. Jill Stein thought it would be a good idea to sit in the same room as Angela Rye. That was her first fucking mistake. Because if you are not familiar with Angela Rye, she is one of our most brilliant, most educated, most competent, most just ingenious Black intellectuals of our time. Jill, what is that girl's name? Whose name I can't remember.
AOC?
No. The girl who has you blocked on Twitter.
Amanda Seals?
There you go. I forgot her name for a second. Angela Rye is who Amanda Seals thinks she is. Thinks that she is. I wouldn't debate Angela Rye if my right arm depended on it.
No, you just got to take it because ain't no way.
That woman is brilliant.
She won. She got it. Let her have it. It's like the Kendrick. It's like when J. Cole showed up and apologized to Kendrick. That's how I would be.
Exactly.
There is no debate. You won.
There's
I
no
don't care
debate.
what you even are. We could
You,
be debating if the sky is blue and you say it's purple. It's purple.
it's purple because when
If
you mix the
Angela said
reds
it,
and the blues a little bit,
it depends on
purple.
the time of day. Yeah, it
It
could be
yeah, it
purple.
could be around
It all
6 p.m.
depends upon your perspective. There's yeah.
A little bit of colorblind. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, and you're right.
Jill Stein
Dang.
tried to say that Angela Rye was upholding capitalism and white supremacy
What?
by attacking not Jill Stein, but her politics. And Angela just asked her simple questions. How many people exist in our United States legislature? You have never run for any office other than president, and it looks like you're here only to be a disruptor. If you truly value politics, why are you not engaging in local politics? She and Jill Stein had no answer for Angela.
Of course not.
And then when she asked her a simple civics question,
Yeah,
how many people are in the
yeah.
House? How many people are in our legislature? 435. Jill had no answer for that. She said, I don't know,
Like
600.
600.
Bitch, you want to be the president and you
And
don't even
you don't
know
know basic.
what your
Well, I mean,
legislature looks like?
did Donald Trump have to?
That's fucking fair.
Did
That
he
man
have to?
swore to protect the Constitution. And I am convinced, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Donald Trump has never read the Constitution. And it's
I don't
not
think so.
long reading. You can finish the Constitution in 20, 30 minutes. It's not that long.
hmm
I've read
hmm
it.
There's
He's
security
never read
documents
it.
that are probably that take longer to read than that.
Exactly.
hmm Uh,
Jill is a joke. But
is
Angela, if you guys have not seen the footage of Angela Rye on The Breakfast Club
my
manhandling
man,
this
ma'am.
politics version of Karen, please do yourself a favor.
You know how this all started.
How did this all start?
This is from being chronically online. To be fair, I work there. Um,
You do.
AOC did a live and she was talking about it. Somebody brought up Jill Stein and she said, essentially, okay, so if you lose the presidency, you still have to be the leader of your party. So that
Mm-hmm.
means getting your party seats in city councils,
Mm-hmm.
senator seats,
Yes.
state senator seats, like get those, like win those elections, try to win those elections because you're supposed to be the leader of your party,
And
right?
local elections matter
They
if you care
do.
about politics.
If you care about politics and if you care about your party, those things matter. Um, and so AOC just said, she was like, if you haven't won as much as like a city council seat for your entire party in 12 years, she said, that's bad leadership. She just straight up said it. And Jill, rather than like actually like taking that in, realizing that is true, looking at like how things have laid themselves out, she proceeds to stitch that video and make a video of her own for social. And then she proceeds to every video by popular creators, because a bunch of them are my friends. By every creator that is popular, she jumps into their comment section and starts arguing with people. You're not a leader. You're not presidential. You look like a girl that's having a cat fight because we talked bad about your favorite like singer.
Yes.
You look immature. You look like you're not ready. No one's going to vote for you as a president. And it's easy to tell. I'm sorry, I have a bunch of beef with Jill Scott. I mean, Jill Scott, Jesus.
Jill Scott. Jill Scott is
I love Jill
fine with
Scott.
us. We
I
don't
love
have
Jill
no
Scott.
problems with Jillian Scott.
Hearts for Jilly from Philly. But Jill Stein, on the other hand, no, because you keep popping up every single a presidential election cycle to do this. But you, again, no city council seats, no local government seats, no state legislature seats. Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing? Why aren't you trying to do those things? Because you're an op and we know the truth about you. You literally are here to literally just take votes away from the Democratic Party so that the Republican Party can win. I don't know what Putin paid you. It's not enough for your integrity. I would say go ahead and give the check back, honey, because you could have you. And then she like makes these videos where she promises these big things. I will end the war in Gaza. You can't even
She's gonna get us
elected.
reparations.
You can't even get elected. What are we talking about, Jillian? You can't even get up. So then AOC, because she saw the massacre that happened with Angela Rye, said, Nobody needs talking points to know that Jill Stein hasn't won as much as a bingo game in the last decade. And if you actually give a damn about people, you organize, build power and infrastructure, and win. That's it.
Bingo.
She does not care about y'all. She
Nailed
does
it.
not want to end the war in Gaza. She's not going to get reparations. She's not going to get people to stop polluting. She could tell you whatever she wants. She could say whatever she wants because there's, what accountability is she going to have?
Zero. None.
Zero. And for everybody who keeps dropping her name in my goddamn comments when I keep talking about Kamala Harris and her actual plans to make things better, you're an op too.
All of y'all together.
All
One
y'all.
big op. A round
Ops.
of applause for ops.
But Angela, my God, like I haven't seen a good Angela takedown in a really long time. So I was that was
It felt good. Oh, it felt
yeah.
good.
And she's
It
so
was,
pretty.
she
Is she
is.
okay?
I don't know. It
Let's
would
do this
fit. It would
because
fit.
there's
It
a
wouldn't
conspiracy
surprise
going
me.
around about the K's now. I
Not,
don't know if you
not.
saw
I haven't.
in the last
Mm-mm.
few minutes. May
Nope.
I oh,
I
okay.
yes,
Oh,
by all means.
oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to.
No,
Um,
absolutely.
let's see. Is she AKA? Let's find out. I don't see anything about AKA. I'll keep looking. Um, but there's this conspiracy because Lindsay Davis, one of
Oh
the
boy.
moderators from the
What her
debate,
fine. What her fine is.
gorgeous lady, really gorgeous lady, brilliant lady, is also an AKA. And now, like, the weirdos on the internet are saying that there was some type of conspiracy and that, like, of course, blame the black women,
Oh yeah. Why
blame
not?
the black women. David Muir couldn't be in the auxiliary, but he was not. He was not in the auxiliary. I'm just teasing. But like, it's like blame the black ladies. Um, that there was like they were in like cahoots. And like I would like to remind people that who watched the debate that the person who was doing the majority of the fact checking against Donald Trump was David Muir.
Yeah. Come on, somebody.
And I feel like that was intentional.
And was the person who called him out for being a racist when he took the time to say, "You sat there, sir, and said that Kamala Harris just became black. Why the fuck did you do that?" That was
Right.
essentially what the question was.
Essentially, with the head tilt.
With the head tilt. Why the fuck would you do
How you
that?
do
And then
that?
Donald Trump had the nerve to say, "It doesn't matter." But you said it.
And you make it a big point. Clearly it
You,
matters to you.
you raggedy, weird orange man.
Like
You said it.
looking like a bag left
I
out in the sun too long.
I appreciate that they took him to task on that.
And they
That
needed
just
to. They
they
needed to.
it really made me feel good.
No, the debate was just so filled with moments, but I feel like we need a break.
We do need a break. Let's take a break and we'll come right back, beg y'all for some letters. Maybe we'll talk about music. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
Hey guys, we love to hear from you over at the Problematic Podcast. So if you've got a problematic story or a question you'd like to ask us, you can now text it to 609 316 6152. Again, the number is 609 316 6152. Standard messaging rates apply, and we love to hear from you. Now let's get back to the show. Whitney, anybody else you want to yell at?
Say it one more time.
Is there anybody else that you want to yell at?
We already yelled at JD Vance.
We did.
We already yelled at Donald.
We did.
But he had no good, very bad day. I'm trying to think. There was someone else I wanted to yell at, and now I can't remember. Is there anyone you want to yell at while I try to flush out my memory?
Real quick, anybody who's been listening knows that I'm an Eagles fan, and we did win
And
our
are.
first game. We did win our first football game, but I need to yell at Jalen Hurts real quick.
Oh no.
As my favorite quarterback, my team's quarterback, and also my fantasy quarterback. If you throw another pick this entire season, I'm going to be waiting for you outside of Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh my.
You and I are going to have a Angela Rye sort of discussion.
Oh no.
I don't want to have to do that.
Oh no.
I want us to have a good season. I know that every quarterback cannot be perfect, but we cannot have a game where you throw multiple picks. I'll let you go with one and let the defense stand. But the way I'm playing for my fantasy pot this year, I need you to
Mm,
tighten up and get it together.
you
Um,
know, he
I didn't
got
put.
engaged.
I, is that why he acted like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to help him out. I'm
I
like,
I just
oh
I
dear.
I don't have time. Tighten up. Oh, Whitney want to yell at somebody. Let's go. Let's
Sorry, I just
go.
remembered who I wanted to yell at. To CNN.
Oh boy.
CNN. There was a time where I watched you guys incessantly, where you were the background, actually during the Trump years, where you were the background of like my home life. Hearing what
Dang.
that crazy bag man, Mucinex man did. Um, y'all had the audacity to throw shade at ABC for actually fact checking.
How dare
So for
you?
those who watched the debate, there was a previous debate amongst journalists with how much um or discussion about how much fact checking could actually be done where, what's the difference between journalism and moderation? Are they supposed to be just watching these folks like talk about their issues and their stances and just let it be, or are they going to address it? Um, ABC just gave a master class. They said to CNN, "We are not like they not like us." Essentially, they said they not like us. Lindsay Davis and David Muir sat up there with I don't know who the fact checker is, but their them fingers are tired. Someone needs to insure them
Okay.
fingers
Them
because
index fingers and thumbs and other digits, the phalanges were phalanging, baby.
my God, it was like 33 times Trump
Working.
like lied or something like that. They were or made a false
About the
claim. We'll say a
same
false
number
claim.
of his felonies. So it makes sense. Right up there, the lies and the
Whoop,
felonies go hand to hand. For every felony, there was a fact
whoop,
checked
whoop,
lie.
whoop. All right. Well, um, and I was just doing some reading because I was writing about it for the download. And I found this piece on CNN and they were like talking about like just kind of throwing a little subtle shade. Like it wasn't too much shade, but it was a little subtle shade at ABC because they said they toed the line between moderation and journalism. And it's like this is not a panel discussion for you to like ask your or fact check folks. This is supposed to be a moderated panel where you ask your questions and then let this person talk. And I dare say as a marginalized person, also as a journalist, also as a person who's moderated panels, if you sit up there and lie about marginalized communities and you don't hold that person accountable for that lie in that moment, you're giving air to that lie.
Amen.
The conversation that was happening about the dogs and the cats, like we were joking, we were laughing about it, but literally there's a entire community that is living in fear right now or experiencing hate crimes right now because of those lies. Like I saw there was vandalism against people's vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
like there was vandalism against people's homes, just foolishness. And that's just within hours of this debate. So I want us to be mindful and clear. Like it's the same stuff when Donald Trump refused to call COVID. He kept calling it the China virus. And then all of a sudden, random Asians in the street
We're
were
being
being harassed.
attacked.
How many times have we seen him say crazy stuff about immigrants and then somebody picks up a gun and decides to mow them down? How many times do we have to see this when he was talking about the Muslim ban and folks are going to mosques and spray painting mosques? How many times do we have to see this? So I was actually proud of David Muir and Lindsay Davis for doing what they did when they made it was a last it's my understanding it was like a last ditch decision
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
go ahead and fact check because they weren't
To lie
originally going
fact
to.
checked.
Yeah, they weren't originally were going to do that, but then they did that, and
Well,
I'm
the
glad they
Trump
did,
camp gave them some resistance on the live fact checking because they
as they always
they
do.
spun the narrative of you guys won't do it right, it won't be fair, we'll bear the brunt of most of the fact checking, and it's like, yeah,
Because he
because you're
lies.
the fucking liar.
If you're
Um,
mad about facts being checked, don't say things
who
that
gets
need to be
mad about
checked.
that? Think about it. Who would get mad about that? I mean, besides a
Liars who lie,
liar,
liars who lie,
liars who lie.
liars who lie. That's what
There
they
you
do.
go. There you go.
There you go. That's it. So CNN, you can go ahead and sit down in the corner. I know y'all purport yourselves to be the be end all be all of news, but ABC just showed y'all Just showed y'all a thing or two. And I would do some soul searching because y'all let that man stand up and say some horrific and terrible things and didn't challenge it until like maybe the show later, like
Yes.
the later show. No, live fact check liars because people's lives depend upon it. Like especially this guy. Especially this guy. It's different if you're standing up talking about, oh, maybe the leaves aren't going to change until October, and then you see the leaves changing in September. Nobody's life is dependent upon that. But if you say something really detrimental about a marginalized community, especially a marginalized community that's surrounded by hateful ass communities, then absolutely their
That
lives are at risk.
matters.
Don't let people lie. And if you're mad about people lie fact checking you when you're lying, you shouldn't lie. Damn it.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
It could all be so simple.
But y'all rather make it hard.
What Laura
Sorry.
said before she stopped talking to us altogether.
I mean,
She
she
really
can't be
don't
mad. She's
fuck
the one
with
who didn't
us.
show up to shows, and then she
She
blamed us
and
for it.
then she blamed us like she don't fuck with us. And it's
Like,
fine. Everybody's got a cousin who is like, you never did anything to that cousin, but you just know that that cousin just don't fuck with the family. Nobody did anything. They just was like, eh. I come over there like when my favorite aunt died, but other than that, I'm not talking to y'all. That's Lauren
mm-mm,
Hill. That's basically what
mm-mm.
it is.
Oh, one last
Yes.
thing. I want to send love to the folks, ladies of the Fearless Fund, the Black Venture Capital
Yes.
Fund. They recently decided to remove their Black women's grants because of the constant and incessant not harassment, but essentially harassment. Um, because the case against them and they folks were saying that it was discriminatory. Never mind that over 90, I believe it's over 95% of venture capital funding goes to white men.
Yes.
And it's a literal fraction. When I say it's like under 1%, under less than 0.1% of venture capital funding goes to Black women. So they attacked that just like they attacked the um affirmative action. And now all of a sudden people are shocked that enrollment in certain schools is down within the first year.
Oh no. Look at the consequences of your actions.
Like we didn't tell y'all. So anyway, I'm sending love to the people at Venture Fund. Sorry, for the Fearless Fund. F that man, that evil man, and all of his little minions, and all the people who were duped into believing that he was going to make things fair for their communities by stepping on ours. Because guess what? Your
Yeah.
enrollment didn't increase either. In fact, it decreased
It
as well.
decreased. It decreased. And God has a sense of humor, but also a good sense of justice. You aligned yourself with racist propaganda and that for in the name of your community. And now your
Mm-hmm.
community, the Asian American community, has found that their representation at Ivy League and premier
Mm-hmm.
schools is down in the first
First
year.
year. First year.
Congratulations.
You
You
played
played
yourself.
yourself.
Um, and it's not all of the Asian community. It was like a specific group that aligns itself with whiteness.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of folks in the Asian community like, we don't want this. Don't do this and don't
We
do
didn't
this in our
ask for
name.
this.
We don't want this. Like, if anything, there's some folks y'all need to look at that don't look like them brown folks over there. But of course, it's easier to blame stuff on the niggas.
Uh,
Now you
Easy
learned.
target.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at you.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are you going to complain about? It's not the blacks keeping you out of school, and it never was. It never was. But you weren't going to listen to us about that. You needed some data. So now that you've played yourself, now what? Now that you've opened the door for further discrimination, now that you've taken away one of our protections from that discrimination, now what?
What do you got?
Anyway, let's talk about music.
All right. What you been listening to?
Frankie Beverly.
Oh, rest in peace to Frankie Beverly. We lost a legend. The cookouts are going to be so live and so lit in his memory.
I bet everybody at the funeral better wear white.
I think that's
They
fine.
better wear white.
Philadelphia legend Frankie Beverly did pass. I know that my dad is devastated to hear that news. He is a huge Frankie Beverly and Maze fan. So is my mom, but not as big as my dad. But yeah, as they say, a black legend. I remember when that trend was going around of people talking about who's black famous, and that a lot of our white brethren did not know who Frankie Beverly was. I'm happy that he got that exposure late in his career. And I can totally see you playing a lot of Frankie Beverly and Maze because that was sad news. I know that his health had been a challenge and he had been trying to tour through it, but yeah. I've got two things to share. So I was looking through new music and I wasn't seeing anything that really inspired me on
Really?
Friday. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, I'm not excited about any of this music that I see.
Hmm.
So I tapped on a new artist that I saw named Alex. Um, I'm going to assume that it's pronounced Alex Jean, but it's spelled Alex Jean, Jean. And it was listed under the Christian gospel section. Let me tell you something. I hit the first song on the album. It's called More Than Gold. It's Afro beats gospel, Whitney. I didn't know that was a thing.
I can't have that. My hips don't
No,
understand the difference.
it don't matter. Praise is praise, no matter how your body's moving, clapping, dancing,
I
shouting.
can't. I love that you said clapping your hands, clapping your ass. Like you
I didn't say
can't,
that. I didn't say that. You
you
said
can't,
that. I'm just
I can't,
clapping,
I
dancing,
can't
shouting.
whine to gospel
You
music.
don't know that David didn't whine. Just say he
I don't want
did,
to think
say he
about David
didn't.
whine. He danced up out of his clothes.
He
That's the wrong
danced
kind of
up out
gospel.
of his. Okay,
Wrong kind of
so
gospel.
um, I'm just saying. Afro, I didn't, I would have never married the two. But this More Than Gold by Alex Jean is a really incredible song. I said, I did not know that I needed to praise the Lord to an Afrobeat vibe, but here I am. Also, while scrolling, I did see one of the staples of the Black community. Yolanda Adams has released her first album in 13 years. The
Whoa.
album is called Sunny Days.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made it through the full album, so I'll give a more comprehensive review next week. But the lead off song for the album is called On God. And let me tell you something
Oh
about
my
a bibbity bop
God.
on God. On
Oh my God.
God.
I love it.
And that's on who?
God.
God. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's I guess it was just a gospel week. That's
You didn't hear the new Kendrick?
oh shit. Okay. Yes, would you like to talk about it?
Nope.
Okay. I knew that where do I start?
You
So
just
what
let
is
me
the
go.
name of the song? Here's what I know.
All I
Every
saw was there was a pair of sneakers on his Instagram, and I
no,
was like,
not a
wait,
pair of sneakers. Let's be clear. A pair of Dick Air Force Ones,
yeah, they were
black,
beat. They were beat
which
down.
should tell you everything that you need to know about Kendrick Lamar's energy for this. I don't know if you want to call it a diss song. It wasn't released on DSPs, but it's
Mm-mm.
just, I won't say it's him taking shots at Drake. It seems more so like him just being really, really upset with the state of hip hop and music
He's
in
being really
general and all
reflective.
of the fake flooding that's been happening in hip hop. But I do think that it's very interesting that he chose to make the album art for that song
Mm-hmm.
that he hasn't officially released yet.
Mm-hmm.
Tore down, beat up black Air Force Ones. You've already been a menace, Kendrick.
Not a menace.
He's already been a menace. He's been
Not a
plaguing,
menace.
he been plaguing Canadians and his fans all summer.
You are you are
If
being
you just
unkind.
want to give us an album, you don't have to be a villain. You don't have to be ski mask Kenny. You don't have to be Black Air Force One Kenny. You don't even have to be Kung Fu Kenny anymore. You have been kicking ass and
You can
taking
sit down for
names.
a little bit.
You can take a breather. There shouldn't be no more fight in you. I don't know what y'all did to piss Kendrick Lamar off to make him think that it was Black Air Force season, but I'm trying to have a good and happy, mellow October. I know I'm going into apple picking season. It's almost time for
Yes.
me and my family to paint pumpkins,
Yes.
and we can't do that to the background of you eviscerating
Yeah,
all of
no.
hip hop.
I
Is
mean, it's fair.
it?
It's fair
Is
because
it?
you got to think about how Kendrick views hip hop. Like he views it as a Pulitzer Prize winning like purist. Like he views hip hop. Let me not say purist because he's done some really like interesting things. Not to say that purists don't do interesting things, but like they usually stay within like the rubric.
Yes.
And Kendrick frequently leaves that rubric. We are all appreciative of that. But he's sitting down as a grown ass man. This is what it feels like. He's sitting down as a grown ass man after this beatdown. It's kind of like after the fight, like you come inside, you cool off,
And then
you
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 start
like
cussing again.
you start putting peas on your hands, like to
Yes.
because your knuckles are all
Like, I
sore.
can't believe these motherfuckers made me do this.
Yeah, and you're like wiping the blood from your face, and like you just, you can't believe that you even had to do this. And you start reflecting upon like some life decisions, some life choices,
Mhm.
some why is my neighborhood like this, where I have to fight like this. That's what it felt like, where it's like, I'm not even mad at Drake anymore. I'm mad that y'all let Drake be a thing.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
mad that
got to
y'all let
come and
Drake
do the
exist.
fighting to fix it.
Now I got to fix it. Now I got to come and beat your ass because you don't know how to act right. You don't know when to stop. You don't know what your boundaries are. And proof of that is that that man has released that other man, the tall light skinned one. He has released like 400 songs.
Yeah.
Not 400 guys.
Yeah, but they're
Um,
not giving what Drake usually gives, and I think that is a
the wind is out
testament
of his
to the.
sails.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I hate to agree, and I've said,
Hmm.
a lot on this podcast that Drake has given me a lot of music to sustain me through the party years of my 20s and graduate school and even my early 30s and travel. But
Hmm.
yeah, I do think the wind is out of his sails. I
Hmm.
do. I do have one more music point that
Yeah,
actually hurt my feelings a little bit. I saw the clip of Lil Wayne responding to not being selected for the Super Bowl.
I did not
Um,
watch that.
the Super Bowl will be held in New Orleans for, I think, the 10th or 11th time. For those wondering why it's so frequently held in New Orleans, the Super Bowl is always held in the wintertime. You don't want to put it in a city like Buffalo that could be under, 3 feet of snow at any given time because you still want to have a Super Bowl. New
Right.
Orleans is a very temperate area
Mm-hmm.
and it's a dome. So, regardless of
Yeah.
what's going on outside,
We're fine.
they're fine.
We're fine.
So, I think because it's been there so many times and he had not picked before, and he's getting toward, I won't say the end of his career, but he's been in hip hop for 20 years. Like, you would think this would be the seminal year to have Lil Wayne headline the Super Bowl in his own city. I saw his response, and he looked truly hurt by the fact that he was not selected. I don't know what the selection process is, but I wouldn't
So
mind
I
having.
did some research.
Okay, so let's
I did a
come
little
on,
bit of
research.
just
Come
a
on,
little bit, just a little bit of
journalism.
research, just a little bit of research. It was like 5 minutes. I didn't even dive in. So it's my understanding that Jay-Z and a group of other music curators make a list and then they present it to the city,
Okay,
and the city chooses who they want.
got it.
That is my understanding. I can get you my sources. But that is my understanding. People want to say and blame Jay-Z for this, but the city picked.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He was devastated, but he was very, very happy with the outpouring and the internet response to him not being selected. And he said, while it did hurt his feelings and he did seem genuinely hurt, he was appreciative of the fans advocating for him and rooting for him. It is my hope that I still get to see Lil Wayne at the Super Bowl. I hope that Kendrick Lamar brings him out. Kendrick Lamar has been very vocal about
hmm
being inspired by Lil Wayne, and I don't think it would harm anyone to see him on that stage together, regardless of his affiliations with Drake. I think Lil Wayne deserves that.
hmm
So that's just my piece. You want
I'm
to
gonna
get
let you
in?
have it.
You want to get into this problematic letter?
Do I have to?
You do. You
Yes, we
do.
do.
This one's a pretty
We
good one.
do.
I like this one. Hmm. Give me the name of a woman in her 40s.
Lillian.
Lillian. Lillian wrote, I'm a junior executive at a large, well-known cable provider, and my latest crop of employees are all young professionals right out of college or in their early 20s who I handpicked. There's one Black girl in the group who's very smart and takes initiative that I've signed up to mentor, but she struggles with dressing the part at work. While this may feel like a respectability question, I promise it is not. We work in a business casual hybrid environment, and she has occasionally worn leggings to work. As her mentor, I mentioned her attire in a one-on-one setting. She took it well, acknowledged that she didn't feel that Black leggings were inappropriate, but she now knows better. I thought that would be the end of Leggings Gate, but she came
Oh
into the
no.
office wearing athletic wear again. I don't want to fire a hardworking young woman with plenty of potential, but I really don't know how junior auntie is supposed to get through to her. Can y'all help a sister out? Come on, Whitney. Give us your sage
Lillian,
wisdom.
first of all, as a person who wears athletic wear every day, how dare you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I wear athletic wear because I work for myself and I work at home.
There
Okay.
you go.
There is a way, and I'm gonna sound real auntie-ish, and I feel like a bunch of people are gonna throw their phones or whatever devices they're listening to on this. But I don't care because it needs to be said because there was a young woman who also she went to an interview wearing shorts,
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
and the way my Black mother and Black father would have never, never,
Yeah.
you put a skirt and a blouse on, some
Yes.
sensible flats
And go on
on,
over to that interview, get that job.
right, some sensible flats.
Sensible
I
shoe.
took, I'm sorry, I took myself out. All right, so here's the deal. Here's my thing. Is it an affordability issue or is it a I want to do what I want to do issue?
Valid.
Because if it could be an affordability issue where I can't afford the things I need for this office. This is what I have to wear, but I'm hardworking and I show up and maybe I'm stacking my coins to go hit a sale at like Macy's or something like that and get some pieces. So if it's an affordability issue, I'd say like cool it, or since you want to be auntie, get that baby a gift card
Ooh, come on.
or
See, look at you
take
with the
her.
solutions.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, take her, show her what's appropriate, show her what's not appropriate. But also give her the room to like pick things out because like what fits her body, what fits her style, right? That's not up for you to decide. So if it's an affordability issue, that's different. And there's things that can be done. And in your position, especially if you have a few extra coins, you could actually make that young woman's like make the change. Because like you said, it's no problem with her work, it's no problem with her ethic, it's just a problem of fashion. And if it's a problem of fashion, fashion can be fixed and fixed in like 30 seconds. Like, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing after work on Friday? Let's go have some fun. Let's go over to this mall or like this shop and, we'll pick out just a few things
Mm-hmm.
to help you with your wardrobe. But if it's a choice issue, like she has the things and she has the means and she just refuses to not wear office appropriate things, that's a different issue. And that leads me to wonder like yeah, you could be as hardworking as you want, but like if there's a specific type of decorum that people want to purvey in this office space, you're going to have to like follow that decorum, because there's still other hardworking people out there who don't mind throwing on a pencil skirt, or who don't
I
mind putting
just
on a
bought
pair
a
of
pencil
slacks.
skirt, and you
I,
know me,
I
I
me
ain't
too.
even a skirt person.
You're not
But,
a
but,
bad pencil skirt now.
okay,
Hmm.
there's something
Hmm.
about that look.
Listen,
If you
it's
got the
it's
hips to fill it out the right way,
listen. Hmm.
it's a look. It's
As
a
a
look.
hippie lady, I love a good pencil skirt.
Whitney got hips. Whitney got everything. Whitney is
Shut
not
up.
playing fair. I'm not trying to
Shut up.
be inappropriate in any way, but
Shut up.
the measurements are there. And
Why is my friend
yeah,
like
it's
this?
like I feel like it's not fair when you have the T and the A and the hips and the like that's not,
My friend.
you're not playing fair. But you know, God
I'm
has
married.
blessed you. You are married.
I'm
And I
married.
see why. The abundance is abundancing. And God bless and keep you. Cause
I love you, friend.
yeah, you're there. You got the things. People
My
pray
friend.
for and purchase what you just be walking around
Purchase.
with on a
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. So
Knocking small children over with. It's fine.
yes, yes. A mug on a table ain't safe with you walking
Not
by.
at all. Not no. Actually, there's stories about Whitney's Fanny knocking over things.
The blessings are
Abundant.
plentiful, and I say
Hmm.
that as your friend who loves you, and
Yes.
I'm not being inappropriate.
Nobody thinks that you're being inappropriate. Oh my
It's
gosh.
just I'm just saying I don't want Earl
Yes.
calling me next week like I
It's
heard
fine.
what you
He
said
he didn't.
and I don't like what you
He didn't
said.
hear, and
And I'll
he
be
don't
like,
care.
Earl,
He'd
get
be
off my
standing in
phone.
agreement. He might zap you
Yes,
up.
exactly.
He might
He
zap
knows
you
the
up.
blessings.
He knows.
Um,
Anyway,
but
this is
yeah,
awkward.
good pencil skirt. I'll say this. I've noticed
Mhm,
that I had this conversation with one of my colleagues who is I work for the federal government. I've said that before.
mhm,
She's been with the federal government almost 40 years at this point.
mm,
And you know, we also work in a hybrid situation now where we're not in the office very often, but
mhm,
we she has noticed that people are coming in wearing leggings, you know, shirts that don't necessarily come down far enough. The young men are in ripped jeans, um,
hmm.
t-shirts that would look more like undershirts. And she raised the question of like, am I getting old is this becoming more appropriate or is this still considered inappropriate? And I think a lot of it has to do with just the world has shifted dramatically in the last 4 to 5 years. A lot of people are accustomed to working from home and treating the office as just a place that I appear every so often
Mhm,
and frequently. I'm not going to put on a suit for that. I go into the office 2 days a week. I'm typically in a suit or at least in slacks, a blazer, something like that. So I do think generationally, and I'm talking about Gen Z, do feel that the office environment is such a very small part of their actual career and existence that investing in good clothes doesn't seem like a great investment. But I do feel like if you had told this woman one time, had a serious conversation, leggings are inappropriate at work.
mhm,
You shouldn't wear that here.
mhm,
Then it shouldn't happen again. Obviously, if there was a time period where it wasn't happening and then it started happening again, I don't know what this young lady's issue could be. It could be money, it could be comfort, it could be, you know, a lot of people have gained weight over the
It
last few
happens.
years with the, you know, and you don't want to go buy more clothes and you're working to get into smaller clothes. But
Mhm.
I'm a dinosaur. I do not believe that athleisure belongs in the corporate environment.
No.
I do believe that you are, and it's not about respectability politics, but you adapt to the room that you're in.
Mhm,
And if that room is not the gym, then maybe not dress like you're going to work out.
mhm,
I like Whitney's idea of walk her through the process. This is what is
mhm.
appropriate. This is what isn't. If you are her mentor and you guys do have some semblance of a relationship outside of work, take her shopping. Go to
Take
Macy's.
her
Macy's
shopping.
always has sales.
Always have sales.
Always.
Always.
So just showing her 2 or 3 pieces that, you know, work well. And if you're not in the office very often, you don't have to buy a lot. Um, the gift card idea, if that is within your work policy, I think is also a great idea.
Mhm.
I appreciate the fact that, you know, there is a woman taking a Black woman under her wing.
Yes.
I like to see that in
Yes.
corporate environments,
Mhm.
but also understanding that's not always going generationally, it's not always going to be easy. I remember when I first started working, I had mentors who took me under their wing and they were always on my case about like not working free overtime. Baby, my day ends at 5.
That's different.
So I'm
What
going
we're not going to do
home.
is dictate people's time. But
Yeah,
we
but
can't we can talk about what we're
their
wearing.
idea was that's how you show initiative when you're in your early in your career. And I just distinctly disagreed.
I
And
distinctly disagree as well.
I managed it and I went through it and now I'm mid-career and
Look
things are
at you.
going great and
Great.
but so you're gonna bump up against some of these things. It just happens to
Hmm.
be leggings this time, but don't give up on that baby.
Yeah, don't give up on her.
Don't give up on that baby. She needs your help. She
Mm-hmm.
probably doesn't know. And people think that black leggings are like pants. And
No.
I don't wear leggings because I don't like the jiggle that occurs.
I love the oh, well, I
I,
don't like
I,
the jiggle. I
I
was like,
don't
they're so
like
comfy.
they are comfy, but there's a feeling that I got like jeans make me feel secure, like it ain't too much bouncing around back there.
Well,
But
some of us ain't got no choice.
I that's true. That
Some
is
of it doesn't
it don't
matter
matter what you put yours in.
what you put on it or
The
how many
bounce is there.
layers
The
of what
bounce,
you wrap.
yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
But
exhausting.
that's me. But I see people wearing leggings everywhere. So,
Hmm.
and they style them very nicely and wear them with heels and shoes and blazers.
Oh
And
no, no, not no,
get it,
no.
girl. You did
That
that.
me personally, me, moi, the
You
way my fashion works. Leggings are an athletic piece of or a chill piece of something. So if it does not come with a sneaker or a flip flop,
But the girls
it's
are
or an UGG boot.
expanding and making
No,
the
no,
okay.
no,
I get it. I
no,
respect
no.
it.
My Athleta, my Eddie Bauer leggings, my Fabletics shan't be paired with a
Shan't.
heel. Shan't, shall not. No. Sneaker, flip flop, UGG boot. That's it.
I
If the
respect
shoe
it.
gets fancier than the pants,
Then
we gotta
then we gotta
reconsider.
reconsider. That's
Hmm.
not a bad policy. It's not a
It's just
bad policy.
personal. I'm older. It's a personal thing. I'm not yucking anyone's yum. I'm just saying that's not yummy for me.
Everybody's different. But
Everybody's
yeah,
different.
Lillian, don't give up on that girl. Maybe one more conversation is what it
Is that
takes.
what I called her? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Lillian.
I think you did.
I
I think you
think I
did.
called her Gladys by accident
Oh
when we were
no.
talking.
You
Oh
just
God,
you are attached to Gladys. I think that
I love Gladys. I
it's a
hope I
good
get like a dog, like an older dog, and I'm gonna name her Gladys. Like I'm gonna
uh
adopt a dog that like people think are too old to adopt, and I'm gonna
and
name her
then
Gladys.
and then that dog's
So I
name
could
is
just yell
Gladys.
really loud up the street, Gladys.
Get your ass back in the house before you get eaten.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
We're gonna end it there. I hope that everybody has a great and fantastic week. I hope that everybody's registered to vote because it is getting
Please,
scary outside.
please, please, please.
And I hope that y'all don't let anybody play in your faces. Go
No.
Eagles. And
Let's go birds.
for every woman who has a fantasy team, hold strong.
Yes.
You got this.
Yes.
All right, everybody have a fantastic week.
Bye.